One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won,
I'm Principal Heron. Welcome to Tarrant High School's Black History Experience. My history, my story, my way. Let's go.
Sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh,
What does Black history mean to you?
To me, Black history is American history. For that reason, this month has been designated as a time for each of us, regardless of race, creed, social and economic statuses, and religion, to reflect on the sacrifices and contributions that African Americans from the past have contributed to the world in which we live in today.
Being born and raised in Lower Alabama in the late 60s, there were several times when I experienced being treated less than others. There were two instances that really stands out in my mind as a youth. And those two instances was one, going to the movies, and two, going to the physician's office. I'll never forget going to the movies for the first time. When we arrived at the movies, we were told that we had to sit up in the balcony. We were not allowed to sit down in the floor seats. In the balcony with all of the broken and ratted seats is where we had to sit, and everybody who looked like me had to sit to try to enjoy the movie. Going to the physician's office, you arrive at the physician's office, and there are two different waiting rooms. There's one waiting room where there's a color TV, the latest magazines, all of the seats match. And then there's another waiting room where there's raggedy and torn seats that don't match. There's no TV whatsoever. And the magazines that we have, the covers are all torn, pages are missing, and they're months or even years old. But even going through these times, we survived. Even being treated less than others, we survived. Even being looked at and spat upon, yet we survived. I took comfort in knowing something that my mom always said, and that was, the wicked will cease from troubling, and the weary shall be at rest. So through all of this, where we are today, take courage in knowing that we survived. That which don't kill us only makes us stronger. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Excuse I's drip. For those who don't know whose I's is, I's Harriet Tubman, the Moses of the people. I was enslaved, but I also escaped. And I helped people gain their freedom as the conductor of the Underground Railroad. I's Wood tells my birthday, but I'm gonna keep that a secret. Just know that I was born between 1820 and 1822 in Dorchester, Maryland.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and oh, just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movies and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. And oh, there's been times that I thought that I wouldn't last for long. But see, now I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I got you.
Child, listen, and you won't believe this. When I was 5 years old, my owners rented me out to the neighbors as a domestic servant. But I had early stages of resistance with slavery and its abuses. I remember this one time I intervened with my master trying to beat this enslaved man for trying to escape. But you know what he did? He hit me across the head with a 2-pound weight, leaving me with a lifetime of headaches and narcolepsy. Talking about a gentleman. In 1844, I entered this marital union with a guy named John Tubman, a free black man. I took his name and I took my mama's first name. I bet you didn't know that.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on. Let us march on till victory is won. One.
My name is Mr. Randall T. McFarland III, and I'm the social worker here, and this is my story. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, raised in a community called West End. I started school at Jackson Elementary School, then Center Street Middle School, and then Minor High School, where I transferred to West End High School and graduated in 2008, which was the last class out of West End. I started my collegiate career at Lawson State Community College, where I attained my associate's degree in psychology. I moved on to the University of Alabama, where I stayed 1 year and transferred on an academic scholarship to Alabama A&M University, where I attained my bachelor's degree in psychology and my master's degree in social work. I've had the opportunity of working in many different fields within this particular career path. And I can tell you that I've seen a lot of things and I've learned a lot of things so far during my journey. I'm only 31 years old, and right now I am blessed to have the opportunity to be a social worker in a school setting. This is very new for me, but it's fulfilling as well. One event that impacted my life as far as Black history goes would be my father, which would be Randall McFarland Jr. He was the first African American to become fire chief of Bessemer City.
Hello everyone, my name is Glenda Fincher and I teach family and consumer sciences here at the high school. I was raised, born in Birmingham, Alabama, but I was raised in the beautiful city of Chicago. After finishing high school, I decided to move back to Birmingham to live with my grandparents. My history began there. My mother, who was born in a little community called the ABC Quarters here in Tarrant, she was not allowed to go to Tarrant High School when she was coming up. She was bused to the other side of town to go to Hooper City High School. So that is a history in itself. Now, fast forward years forward, I am actually teaching here. My daughter graduated from high school here, but my story began as a bus driver. I started out as a bus driver here, subbing at Tarrant. I went from bus driver to paraprofessional. After leaving the position of paraprofessional was when my daughter graduated from college, and I thought, I need to do something else with my life. So I talked to my family, I spoke with my husband, and I decided to continue my journey and my education of getting my degree. So within a matter of 4 years, I received my bachelor's degree and went back and got my master's. And I did it for family, for our history, so that when my daughter, and now my granddaughter, looks back on this, they'll know that we are viable. We can do things. Our society does not limit us to what we cannot do. We're strong people, we're assertive, we're a generation of people who just want to move forward and continue on and becoming stronger and making ourselves viable and into society.
For the African American to have the right to sit at the table in the classroom, it's one thing to drink out the same fountain, it's another thing to ride on the same bus, but to get the same education, that is paramount to me. So it's like I said, it's not really a person as much as events.
Oh, and another thing. No, I didn't create the Underground Railroad, but I made it popular. You think anybody would have known about the Underground Railroad if it wasn't for me? In 1849, me and my two brothers escaped north. My husband, he didn't want to join. In 1851, he decided he wanted to marry another woman. I freed so many slaves, by the time I knew it, I had a $40,000 tag on my head. Child, that Underground Railroad showed me all the towns and all the transportation routes in the South. That stuff was very important to the Union military commanders during the Civil War. Before I knew it, I was a Union spy and a scout. Look, I learned from the enslaved population about the Confederate troop placements and supply lines. Baby, I was on go. Child, I was all up in the North, helping people find food, shelter, and jobs. I eventually became a respected guerrilla operative. And no, I'm not talking about no dang on Gorilla Glue. She was crazy for doing that. I bet y'all didn't know I was a nurse. Sure was. I dispensed herbal remedies to black and white soldiers dying from infection and disease. I was the truth, baby. I can remember marrying this Union soldier by the name of Nelson Davis. He was born into slavery just like me. He was also 20 years my junior. We ended up living in Auburn, New York, where I cared for an elderly woman. And in 1874, we decided we wanted to adopt a daughter. Amazing time. In 1888, my husband died. And I had this long fight with the military for a pension. But in 1895, I was awarded that $8 a month pension. In 1899, I was finally awarded $20 for my service. And what makes it so funny is, in a few more years, my face is going on a $20 bill on crickets. To the youth, be you, do you, love you. And anything you want to do in life, you can do it. But the number one thing you got to do is put your mind to it. Love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Buzz. Let me see you bounce with it. Let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. 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 Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Like the way you do that right there. Right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair. Down your hair. I like the way you do that right there. Right there. Make it look. Don't dance, you just pull up her pants and do the rock away. Now lean back. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Blitz. Let me see you bounce, roll up and let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now 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 meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Blitz. Let me see you bounce, roll up and let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now 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 meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Blitz. Let me see you bounce, roll up and let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now 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 meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Blitz. Let me see you bounce, roll up and let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now 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 meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
DJ Blitz. Let me see you bounce, roll up and let your shoulder. Hey, let your shoulder. Yeah, just let your shoulder. Hey, you. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now 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 meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down. Meet me in the club. It's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
Let me see you bounce, roll it up and let your show. Hey, let your show. Yeah, just let your show. Hey, you.
Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it.
Now walk it out. 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 Now walk it out.
Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
Let me see you bounce, roll it up and let your show. Hey, let your show. Yeah, just let your show. Hey, you.
Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it.
Now walk it out. 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 Now walk it out.
Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda.
Let's show these kids what we used to do back in the day. Let's go.
Let me see you bounce, roll it up and let your show. Hey, let your show. Yeah, just let your show. Hey, you.
Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it. Lean with it.
Now walk it out. 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 Now walk it out.
Meet me in the trail, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down.
Like the way you do that right there, right there. Switch your hips when you walk and let down your hair, down your hair. I like the way you do that right there, right there. Make it look.
Don't dance, you just pull up a pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, come on.
I clear it out.
I clear it out.
I let it rain. I clear it out.
Let's go.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda.
Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal step. It's had tacks on it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare. But all the time, I've been a climbing on, and a reaching landings, and a turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark, where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back, don't you sit down on those steps, 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for ours are still going, honey. Ours are still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal step.
In dances ranging from hopping to shimmying, members of the National Pan-Hellenic Council have left their marks on many college campuses. The NPHC is composed of a total of 9 sorority and fraternity organizations, which include Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, founded in 1906, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, founded in 1908, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, founded in 1911, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, founded in 1911, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, founded in 1913, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity, founded in 1914, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, founded in 1920, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority, founded in 1922, and lastly, Iota Phi Theta Fraternity, founded in 1963. Stepping and strolling is dated from hundreds of years ago in African history. Back then, Africans used dancing in circles to symbolize unity and strength, which is what the members of these different organizations use strolling for in the present day. Stepping can be dated back to when worshipers shifted their feet and stomped in circles to symbolize the connection between the past, present, and their future. Stepping was known as the Death March, the final pledge process of the Black Letter Greek organizations. And now, here are your very own Tarrant High School staff, of whom are members of these illustrious organizations.
for tuning in to Tarrant High School's Black History Experience. We hope you are educated, enlightened, and entertained. We hope for next year to be bigger and better. Till then, see you next time.